Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Matt, and yeah, it's been a while. First time actually recording myself doing a video like this on camera. Um, First time for everything, I guess. But yeah, I wanted to do this video because I was, as of recording this, this is five. I'm recording this at 5 to 5 on the 26th of May. 5 to 5 in the morning, that is here in the UK. And we are officially 1 week out from the summer of gaming beginning with the PlayStation State of Play. Um, and yeah, I kind of wanted to get my predictions out, kind of, go over what I think could show. Because yeah, I think we've got quite a show on the horizon there. I mean, they've confirmed that it's going to be over, like, just over an hour. So, given that the last State of Play in February was less than an hour, and I mean, that, oh, Jesus Christ, that one. I mean, we got in that show, we got fucking Metal Gear Solid 4 was released out of PS3 jail. We got a new Castlevania, we got a God of War trilogy remake announcement. Like, Kana's coming back. Like, there's so much cool shit that was in the last trailer, like the last State of Play, that given that they're going on about how this is, it's over an hour, it's getting put into fucking cinemas in America, it's huge deal. So yeah, I wanted to do a recording of what I think can show. Before I continue, guys, I will be doing videos as well for Summer Game Fest, the Xbox Showcase, and I will also do one as well for Nintendo Direct in terms of predictions. I'm hoping to start doing more recording soon. It's just a case of getting everything out and getting ready to record it all, and just figuring out how to do things because it's been a while. I'm a bit rusty, so please bear with me. But I will be doing more videos moving forward. Um, but yeah, I thought, what the hell? Let's get started and do State of Play. Um, if you end up liking the video, please do feel free to hit like, subscribe to the channel, hit a little bell to be notified. At the end of the day, I'm going to be doing more of these videos. So if you want to tune in and see my predictions, it's an easy way to just make sure that it's just an easy way to find future videos. Jesus Christ, can't you tell I've not done this for some time? But yeah, anyway, let's dive straight in, and I want to start with probably the easiest prediction that I can make. Because we know that Wolverine's going to show up at the State of Play. We're going to get an extended deep dive into Wolverine, and we're going to see a bit more gameplay on it. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that we don't come out of this show without seeing a Wolverine DualSense controller. I feel like that's the safest bet that I could make on this predictions thing. Because, like, they've just done a controller for fucking 007. Like, they always tend to do one for their big releases. They did one for Ghost of Yotei. They did one for God of War Ragnarok. They did one for Astro Bot. They did one for Spider Man 2. It only makes sense. It's the big Christmas game for them. It would make sense. Um, so that's a nice, easy one to quickly get out the way. Next one's a bit more of a complicated one because this is going to appear on two bingo cards, and it's also in the thumbnail as well, much like Wolverine. And that's Final Fantasy VII. Um, I think there is a high because originally I should point out originally I had Kingdom Hearts 4 in this spot, but I feel like if they want to put a lot more focus on Final Fantasy VII to try and hype that up and then put all their focus into Kingdom Hearts 4, which would make more sense. I feel that there's a high likelihood that Final Fantasy VII maybe gets a teaser at the State of Play, maybe a name reveal. Because at the moment, I mean, we don't even know the fucking name of this game. It's just known as Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 at this point. Um, but I could 100% see them doing kind of like what they did with Final Fantasy VII Remake, where they show a tease at they show a tease at the State of Play, and then they basically say like more info coming at Summer Game Fest, for example. I could 100% see them doing that. And I mean, given that Final Fantasy VII Part 3 is arguably the biggest thing that Square Enix has on the horizon outside of Dragon Quest 12, I, I could see them. I could see them wanting to prioritize it. To be fair, um, the next one. Now this is one that's been. In fact, actually, you know what? I'll save that till the end. I will actually save it on the end. The next thing I think could show up is a new Wizarding World game. So something like a Hogwarts Legacy 2 kind of thing. Um, there's been a lot of talks that Hogwarts Legacy 2 has been in development for some time now. There's a lot of talk that they're trying to tie it in with the new Harry Potter HBO show that's coming in December. And given that, I mean, look, you're like, wherever you stand with the whole, opinion on the Wizarding World because of J.K. Rowling, it's a case that, in terms of gaming news, there's not really been anywhere outside of PlayStation that has showcased any Wizarding World games since all these comments started to come out. Um, and I do think that Jeff is going to have a Warner Brothers game at Summer Game Fest, but I don't think it will be Hogwarts Legacy 2. So I think if they're wanting to tie it... See, because my main reason for putting this on the list is that supposedly they really want to tie it in with the HBO show. Now, if they're wanting to tie it in with that, that's out at Christmas. That doesn't leave them too much time to try and tie it in together. So it would make sense for a summer reveal. And yeah, I feel like Sony's going to be the only place that will showcase this. Um, Personally, what would I like to see with it? I'd like to see if they are going to do like a magical London and kind of like how you would do between London and Hogwarts. Um, that would be kind of interesting. See, I feel like Hogwarts Legacy kind of covered the basis for everything. I think maybe a bit more time in Azkaban, because the Azkaban mission was cool in Hogwarts Legacy. It's a shame it was just literally about 5 minutes long. Um, but yeah, I think there's a lot more in the Wizarding World that could be tackled. I mean, maybe you could tie it into a Triwizard tournament or something. I don't know, but yeah, I'd be interested to see what they do with the Hogwarts Legacy 2. Um, what else do we have? What else did I put on my list? I should point out I've got 25 things here, mainly because I did it kind of in the style of a bingo card. It's just I don't currently know how to do all the editing to screen record with a bingo card, so right now we're just kind of just freestyling it and just me talking with, my thumbnail in the back. Like I said, I promise I will improve the quality of videos once I figure out how to do it. Um, the next video that I have, sorry, not the next video, sorry, the next prediction I have, Jesus Christ. I think Capcom shows up with something. And as much as I would love Code Veronica, believe me, I would fucking love nothing more for Code Veronica to show up. Part of me thinks that Code Veronica is going to be at Summer Game Fest. I really think Code Veronica will be at Summer Game Fest. So there's a spoiler for one of the predictions for that video. But, yeah. I think if Sony get anything from Capcom, it'll be related to Devil May Cry. Now, Devil May Cry... Devil May Cry fans, man, we've been waiting for a new game since Devil May Cry 5. It's a case that we've just not had any new games. Like, granted, I always forget his name, the creative director of Devil May Cry 5, I'm sure he went on to do Dragon's Dogma 2, and then he left Capcom. Um, but yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of talks that Devil May Cry's currently got a remake in the works. Like, there's been a lot of talks about a Devil May Cry 1 remake for some time. Um, which, to be fair, I would love a Devil May Cry 1 remake. It needs one at this point. I love Devil May Cry 1, but it needs a remake. Um, or even a new game. Like, I'll take either or. But yeah, we need more Devil May Cry other than that fucking abomination that's on Netflix. We need some Devil May Cry love, man. And given that Capcom want to like continue expanding the IP, it would make sense. Um, so moving from Capcom to Konami, we've got a few. I've got a few Konami predictions on here because I mean, look, Konami went all out last time. It would make sense to see more from Konami here. Um, Silent Hill remake gameplay. Now, it's very unlikely. I'll be completely honest. But then again, though, I said it was unlikely last year that we would even see a Silent Hill 1 remake announced. And then fucking Bloober Team just came out of nowhere and were like, oh yeah, by the way, we're doing Silent Hill 1. So I'll be honest, I don't know what the hell is going on, but I'm all for it. Like, I'm just so interested to see how they tackle Silent Hill 1 because look, I love Silent Hill 2. Silent Hill 2 is my favorite Silent Hill game, but Silent Hill 2, like, you can still go back and play the original Silent Hill 2, and yeah, it's got jank, sure, but like, you can still go play that and like fully enjoy it. Whereas Silent Hill 1, my god, like, Silent Hill 1, like, I love it, but it's hard to play. It's hard to play these days. Like, Silent Hill 1 needs that remake. And I'd love to see, because I mean, obviously, in Silent Hill 2, the town looked gorgeous. Like, hauntingly desolate is the best way that I can describe it. So seeing that with, like, the snow as well. Oh, but I'm just wondering if it might be too early, though. Because, I mean, they did only announce it was in development last year. But then again, though, because of Silent Hill 2, they may have a lot more of the groundwork done. So that's if they're using assets like Capcom do, because it would make sense. But yeah, I think Silent Hill Remake is a possibility. I mean, granted, they may want to focus all their time on the Silent Hill Townfall, which is, like I said, that's also a fair shout. But like I said, though, I genuinely didn't think we'd get Silent Hill 1 remake announced last year because I thought they put all the focus on Silent Hill F, but this is the world we live in. There is the next, the next Konami thing that I think we could see, Castlevania Belmont's Curse. Now, Belmont's Curse, we got this revealed at the last State of Play. Looks absolutely phenomenal, and yeah, like I think we need to see more gameplay of this. Like, it looks genuinely good, you know. Um, and it's one of those things where I want to know when I can get my hands on it. Because I mean, that's the thing. Like, they're already doing everything right with it. Like, it looks like a classic Metroidvania. It's from the guys who made Dead Cells. So people who've also dabbled with Castlevania in the past. With the Dead Cells expansion, and then they're also releasing it for like it's only like £35 here in the UK, which is really fucking good price. Really good price for a new game, especially a new Castlevania. Um, but yeah, like they literally, and they're doing a physical copy, which is also a great fucking thing for collectors. So it's like they're doing all the right moves. The only thing I need to know now is a release date. Like, give me a release date, give me a little bit more gameplay, and I'm good. I don't need to see any more on this. But yeah, that's my next one. Um, Metal Gear Rising. Now, I love this more than anything. Like, Metal Gear Rising Revengeance is such a fucking cool game. And it's just sadly stuck on the PlayStation 3 and 360 era consoles. Like, don't get me wrong, if you've got an Xbox, you can play it backwards compatible, but if you're a PlayStation fan, you've got absolutely zero way to play Metal Gear Rising. And I'll be honest, I genuinely thought Metal Gear Rising would have been in the Metal Gear Master Collection. Like, I thought it would have been in Master Collection Volume 2 with MGS4, but sadly it wasn't. Um, but there was a rumour. See, and I don't really like commenting on the rumours for these type of things, but there was a rumour a little while ago that Platinum Games were looking to remaster Metal Gear Rising 1 and remake Bayonetta 1. So I don't know how much credibility that holds, but I would happily take Metal Gear Rising coming back. If it's a way to get Metal Gear Rising back, I will 100% accept it. Um, I also think it would sell really well. You know, we're in, you know, like, we're at this point now where like, Metal Gear Rising has went from when it came out being just like a cool game where you play as a cyborg ninja to literally being like a meme game at this point. So I think if it released today, it would actually sell a lot better. It would sell really well. Um, did I have any other Konami? Oh, that was it. I did have one other Konami Capcom prediction, and that's that we get a classic collection from Capcom or Konami. So, one thing I've noticed a lot with recent State of Plays is that normally we will get like footage of like a collection of some sorts, like a collection of games. You know, like I know wasn't the last State of Play, but last State of Play we got Metal Gear Master Collection. You know, the State of Play before we got the Mortal Kombat Collection. You know, we've had like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles classic collections shown in State of Play. So a lot of collection like compilation games tend to get shown in State of Play, and I feel like Capcom or Konami could pull something out here. Now, Capcom, I mean, I'll be honest, there's not too many selections that I can think of for Capcom. Like, we have, I mean, with Capcom, I mean, they've got Mega Man, like, Mega Man Legends is probably one of the only untouched Mega Man collections that's still going. And there is another collection which I think is a lot more unlikely, but it's the Resident Evil Outbreak games. You know, I think there's a chance for that, but I don't think it would happen. Um, but I mean, with Konami though, I mean, Konami literally. I mean, one thing that PlayStation's also really like to do in their recent shows is use fighting games or show fighting games off. And Konami have a pretty big one, which is Bloody Raw. So I could see a Bloody Raw collection possibly being shown during something like this. Would also satiate the fighting game itch. Speaking of fighting games, though, we move on to the next prediction, which, by the way, just to finish the classic collection thing up, um, I genuinely can't really think of anything else outside of that. You know, maybe a Suikoden 3 and 4. But yeah, I think that's kind of where my mindset is. I'm thinking Resident Evil, Resident Evil Outbreak or Legends for Capcom, and then Bloody Roar or Suikoden for Konami. Um, but yeah, going on to fighting games though, because again, I kind of stay in that realm. I think we get another trailer for Tokon. You know, Marvel Tokon is getting closer and closer to its release date. It's releasing August 6th, and look, it's it made it very clear that sorry, just get a quick drink. It's really hot here. Um, yeah. Where was I? That's it. So the last trailer made it look very much like it. We were getting the Doctor Doom trailer as the next one, but like, dude, I think we get. I think we get Doctor Doom as the last trailer. It makes sense. Release it closer to when you're ready to stop promoting Avengers Doomsday. Just ride the wave, you know. So I think the trailer we get is the Ghost Rider team. Now, I know that there's been some supposed comic book like things online about possibly Moon Knight and Deadpool joining the roster, which would likely make sense with Ghost Rider's team. But I want to go on a different route. So I think we get the Ghost Rider trailer, and I want to put online is that uh, I personally hope and pray that the team is something like this, and it's called Midnight Defenders. Um, and the team consists of Ghost Rider, Blade, Daredevil, and Doctor Strange. And I think that would be a really cool lineup. You know, it's like, because even then, I mean, Ghost Rider, even though it's Ghost Rider, you've still technically got your obscure pick in Ghost Rider. Because it's not Johnny Blaze, who's been in nearly every fighting game with Ghost Rider. It's, you know, the Robbie Reyes version. So it would be cool to have, like, you know, like Ghost Rider and Blade represent obviously like the Midnight Suns half of the roster. And then you have Daredevil, Doctor Strange representing the Defenders side. Um, what do I think's next? Let's go back to some Sony ones because I have a few Sony predictions. Um, it might be way too early for this, but I want to see the new Team Asobi game so bad. You know, Astrobot was the last game to truly make me feel like a kid again. Like playing games and just having the biggest smile, the biggest grin on my face from start to finish. You know, it helped me remember why I loved games to begin with. I want to see the next experience from them. Now, like I said, Astrobot came out, what, 2 years ago? And we got a lot of new content for Astrobot in that time as well. Hell, I would take new Astrobot levels. I would literally take anything from Team Asobi at this point. But, yeah, it's a bit of a long shot, but yeah, I'm putting out a new Team Asobi game. I'm just putting that into the ether right now. My next prediction is actually one of the games I think they could be working on, but I'm just saying it anyway because I also kind of want to see this happen as well. I want a new Ape Escape. Like, look, K1 like, with Astrobot, the Ape Escape world in Astrobot is remarkable. Like, it it brought back so many fucking good memories of playing Ape Escape back on the PS1. And yeah, like Ape Escape's been gone way too long. Like I remember when the PlayStation Plus Classics library came on, like they went all out with Ape Escape. Like they did Ape Escape 1, they did uh, Ape Escape Portable, they did Ape Academy 2. They didn't do Ape Escape 2 and 3, mind you, which is bullshit, but look, I know Ape Escape 2 got a PS2 Classic on the PS4, but it doesn't perform well on the PS5, and it doesn't have the shiny platinum, and yeah, like, Ape Escape 2 could do with a rework. Um, but yeah, like, in terms of a new game, like, Ape Escape hasn't had a new entry since the PS3. So yeah, like, we need a new Ape Escape. And I feel like Team Asobi will be the perfect team to do it. But then, again, if, like I said, if we're addressing rumours, supposedly Sony are looking to outsource a lot of their IP to third party developers to help improve the amount of content that's getting put out there. So yeah, I think I think a new Ape Escape's possible. Uh, let's go off the Sony train for a moment and just go to a little indie title that got announced with the PS5, believe it or not. So it got announced. It was either June or September of 2020. And it's a game we've not seen since around that time. And I think it's about time we actually get to see it again. And that's Little Devil Inside. So this was that like little indie type title where you had like the adventurer going around like and they kept like intercutting between like this adventurer going on these like wild fantastical like adventures with monsters and stuff, and then it will cut back to this like little old man in like a small little town. Like, I'm interested to see more on that game. If anything, just to see exactly what it is. Um, it would be nice to see it again. It's been a while. And speaking of another indie game, which we got to see in a state of play, I believe, but we haven't seen since, is a Chronoscript, The Endless End. Um, that was it was like a Metroidvania, like from the looks of it, where it's all done as if it's like a pencil ink drawing, or like where it's all done like an ink drawing, where it's like you've got to run between different pages and use ink blots to like traverse to like different areas and stuff. Like, it looked really really cool, but again, it's a game that we saw the trailer, it looked amazing, and then we've just not seen anything else since. And with ChronoScript in particular, I'd like to see a release date. Because apparently it's this year, so I would like to see more on that game, and I would like to see a release date as well. Um, the next thing that I would like to address, um, because see with this one, I hummed and hawed about it, but supposedly recent reportings came out saying that a release date. Well, recent reports came out about like fiscal year earnings and fiscal year predictions and stuff, and supposedly this isn't coming for like another year or two. So yeah, uh, Judas. I'd like to see some more gameplay on Judas. You know, it's been a while since we've had a game from Ken Levine. It looks very Bioshock inspired, and yeah, I'd love nothing more than to see Judas in its full uh, glory, you could say. Um, I think, like I said, I think the problem with Judas as well is that it was much like most games these days. It was announced way too early, to a point where a lot of people forgot about it. You know, and it's a sad thing, that it is really sad. Um, Another one which I think is pretty much a safe lock, unless it goes to Keighley, is Control Resonant. I think we see more gameplay of Control Resonant. Maybe get a release date. Possibly a demo. I doubt it. I mean, it's been a. I don't think Remedy really do demos, but I could see. I could see some game. I could see some more gameplay and a release date being shown for Control Resonant. Um, let's tackle the uh, the Naughty Dog side of this, because I think we might get a glimpse of Intergalactic's gameplay. It might be too soon, but I think we might see it. Supposedly it's out next year. We could maybe get a teaser of it, like, or at least a little bit more gameplay, a little bit more look at it. I mean, I wouldn't have put this on here if it weren't for the fact that they said this shit was like over an hour. Like, like, that's fucking wild. Um, but yeah, so I think we might see Intergalactic, and I've just made the complaint while talking about Judas. Game's been shown way too early, but at the same time, I know Sony are no fucking strangers to that. I mean, they literally just did it with God of War. Um, I think we could see a teaser of a new Uncharted, which, to be fair, again, much like Team Asobi, I'm kind of willing that into the ether. Like, I fucking want a new Uncharted so bad. Like, the Naughty Dog drought has been real this gen, and yeah, Uncharted is one of my favorite franchises of all time. I'd love to see a new Uncharted game. Ideally, I'd like to see a new game where it's Nate's daughter, with Nate being kind of like the Sully kind of role. That would be a really cool thing to see. Uh, I'll also tackle. So yeah, I think in terms of Naughty Dog, I think maybe some intergalactic gameplay, possibly an Uncharted teaser. I don't know. I hope. I hope. Because yeah, Naughty Dog kind of needs a win right now. Um, New Fire Sprite game. Because Fire Sprite's been working on a game for some time. You know, Supposedly it's a horror game. The big talk is that it could be like an Until Dawn 2, which, I'd be down for an Until Dawn 2. I mean, I love Until Dawn. I mean, I felt the remake was completely unnecessary, but the only thing the remake did that was necessary is that it kind of set up a sequel. But, I mean, even then, I'd be down for just, I don't know, like, I'd be interested to see what they do with an Until Dawn 2. See, I think it would be interesting maybe if they did something like vampires, because, yeah, like House of Ashes did vampires, but it would be cool to maybe, that would make sense, like, Until Dawn. Like, you literally have to survive until dawn because, vampires can't survive in the sunlight. Like, it would make sense. Um, I'd be interested to see an Until Dawn 2 or a new Fire Sprite game. Oh, please bear with me one moment there. I'm just going to quickly pause the recording. My apologies. I just had to quickly go get something out of the oven. But yeah, where was I? Um, yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing the new Fire Sprite game. I think Until Dawn 2 would be nice, but it would just be nice to maybe even see like a completely new horror IP as well. That would be really, really cool. The next one. Now, I'm just looking at this list because I had this list all drafted up. I originally remember removing this and putting something else, but I can't remember what I replaced it with. But for some reason it's here, so I guess I'll say it. I think this could be the place where we find an update on Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake. You know, The big talk is that the new developer behind that is the development team doing the upcoming Hellraiser game, which, my god, I want that. I want that to be good so much. It looks really, really good. Um, but yeah, like, I mean, yet again, it's a game that was announced way too far away. Like, way too far in advance. The original version of it, I believe, got cancelled. It got handed to, like, this new development team. So, yeah, like, I think given that it's been some time since we've seen it, and supposedly it's coming along well, I mean, that's all Saber keeps saying is like, oh yeah, it's still in development and it's progressing well. Like, that's all they really say. Like, I think we could maybe at least get a teaser of it. Plus, I mean, these days nearly every event has some sort of fucking Star Wars announcement, so would not surprise me. Uh, we're going to return back to Sony with a few more predictions. Infamous. Now, not even gonna lie, because I had this all kind of drafted up prior to the announcement of the state of play. I just kind of dabbled with it a little bit. Um, and I had Infamous on here like before the state of play was announced, but I also had it on here before Jordan Midler, I think, put his comments out about there's possibly something Infamous in the works at PlayStation. Now, granted, I haven't heard the full thing. I just heard that supposed quote online, and whether or not it was an opinion piece or not, I mean, I could probably see it being an opinion piece. Let's be real here with how people take a quote or an opinion and then blow it out of proportion. Like, oh, he said this is coming, like. But yeah, I think it would be nice to see the Infamous games return. Like, like literally, I would literally take a pause of Infamous 1 and 2. Maybe Festival of Blood since it's no longer available. You know, Second Son and First Light like don't really need it. All they could really do with is maybe getting like a 60 FPS patch if they don't already have it on PS5. But like, I would literally just take Infamous 1, 2, and Festival of Blood, like getting like a full port. I would take that. Or even like, yeah, like maybe like I don't know, maybe sharpen it up a little bit, maybe give it a little bit of a remaster kind of thing, but yeah. Yeah, Infamous is one that I would definitely love to see. Um, I also think, because look, let's be fucking real here. Sony haven't exactly been firing on all cylinders this generation. Like, I mean, I say this to my friends all the time, but I truly do feel that in terms of Sony this gen, Insomniac have pretty much carried them. Like, Insomniac have carried them the whole fucking way. Like, Insomniac, I mean, think about it. What have we had? What have we actually had? You know, we had Spider Man Remastered, which, yeah, it's a remaster, but still. We had Spider Man Miles Morales. We had Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. We had Wolverine. We have Wolverine coming up, I should say. We had Spider Man 2. You know, we had a lot of, you know, there's been a lot of things that Insomniac has done. Whereas, like, you compare that to, say, I don't know, Sucker Punch. Sucker Punch did Ghost of Tsushima remastered with the Iki Island expansion, and they did Ghost of Yotei. Naughty Dog did. I mean, they did a remake of The Last of Us 1, which. That fucking. Look, I love The Last of Us 1, but that was not needed. It wasn't needed at all. We got a remaster of The Last of Us 2, which also was not needed, although admittedly, I liked the extra content that they did add for that. So I will at least give them a pass. That was good. And they remastered Uncharted 4 and, like, Lost Legacy, which I love them games, but I would have just preferred a new game, you know? And we have Intergalactic coming up, but how far away is that, you know? Like, we've had barely anything from Naughty Dog. You know, we've had two games from Housemarque, this gen, but they literally released one. Like, they released a game on the PS5, uh, like 2021, I think it was, for Returnal. And then they released, Sorrows this year. So, like, they've at least released two games this gen. Like two new games and new experiences. Like, I mean, Media Molecule. I think it's too early for Media Molecule to do anything. Same with Bend. Look, I would love nothing more than to see Bend's new game or Media Molecule's new game, but I don't know. Like, their games keep getting cancelled, and they have to start new things, and I don't know. It's just becoming more and more unlikely. But I'd love to be proven wrong. Don't get me wrong. I would love to be proven wrong. But that being said, since I think Sony really need to come out and just be like, look, we're doing, look, we've neglected some of our franchises for some time. We're going to be starting to bring classic franchises back. I'd love to see a remake of a classic IP. Just, and again, look, I know people are saying it, they're sick of remakes, they're sick of everything. Like, and here's my thing. I don't mind the idea of a remake if it's a game that could do with a remake. Like a franchise that's dead for a long time. So say for instance, if you took something like, say, Jak and Daxter, for example, which is what my ideal one would be. Let's be real here. Like, at least Sly Cooper got a PS3 game. Like, Jak was relegated to, like, fucking, like, a PSP game which wasn't well received, and it got an even worse port to the PS2. So, yeah. Like, Jak needs a bit of love. And given that, like, scrapped concept video that I forgot who the fuck did the concept. It might have been Sanzaru, I think, who did Sly 4. But there was like a video where it was like a concept for a Jak and Daxter remake, and it looked amazing. Like, it looked so good. Yeah, I think I think Sony need to start remaking some of their classic IP. If anything, just to be able to expose them to a new audience, see if people like it, and then produce more games based off of that. You know, but we also need to stop with the over bloating and, the fucking 200 billion or 200 million, like, budgets and shit. Like, we need to stop that. We need to stop this shit. Like, because we're getting to a point now where it's taking way too long for games to release, and it's like, just do some fucking smaller experiences. Use your dormant IP to make smaller experiences. But yeah, so yeah, that's next prediction. Um, a remake of like a classic PlayStation IP. My personal hope being Jak and Daxter, or possibly Motorstorm. Yeah, I'll say Motorstorm as well, because I do love Motorstorm. Um, Almost done, guys. I promise. We should round this video out just under or just over an hour. Um, Next prediction is that we might see a new Rayman game. Now, look, is this wishful hope? Is this wishful thinking on my part? Or almost 100%. Does it stop me from putting it here? Absolutely fucking not. Like, look, I love love the Rayman series. And seeing the classic remaster, or, well, I say the classic remaster, the classic, like, port thing that they did for Rayman at the last State of Play was genuinely one of the nicest surprises that I had, because it was Rayman 1. And I love Rayman 1. Um, but yeah, like, it would be nice to see a new Rayman game, and the only other place I can see this appearing, if it appears anywhere, would be at a Nintendo show, like a Nintendo Direct. But my Nintendo Direct list is full, so given that Rayman also showed up here, I'm putting it here as well. Um, Now, whether this is a new 3D game, a new 2D game, if it's that supposed fucking remake of Legends, which, let's just be honest here, Legends does not need a fucking remake. Legends is perfect the way that it is. It still holds up to this day, even though it released in 2013, 2014. Like, there's absolutely no fucking need to remake Legends. It's a genuinely timeless game. Now, whether it be one of those or not is a different story, but I could see Rayman showing up. I genuinely could, especially considering it's Rayman's anniversary this year. I think Ubisoft have said that they want to try and celebrate Rayman a little bit more. So yeah, I could see it. Now, I wanted to at least include one prediction from Bandai Namco, because I'll be honest, Bandai normally tend to show up with something, but my mind was racing. I genuinely didn't think what could Bandai show? Like, what could Bandai literally show up to the, like, State of Play with? And then it dawned on me. They announced Ace Combat 8 last year. I believe it was at the Game Awards, I think. But Ace Combat 8's out this year, and we haven't really heard much else about it other than it's coming out this year. I could see gameplay from Ace Combat 8 showing up. 100% I could see this happening. You know, I feel like Bandai will want to bring something, and I mean, they've just announced. They've just announced. I don't know who the character is, but he's a character from Baki. I know they've just announced that for Tekken 8. And that was the only other real thing I could have thought of that they may have shown up with, like maybe revealing who the guest character or the final character was for Tekken 8's DLC. But yeah, I think Ace Combat 8 makes sense. Almost there, guys. Penultimate prediction. Um, my penultimate prediction is we finally see the new game from Young Horses, which you might have guessed from the bingo card. No, not the bingo card. What fucking bingo card? I'm out of it. Sorry, guys. It's like I said. It's nearly 6 in the fucking morning. Um, and yeah, look, you might be able to tell from the thumbnail, but yeah, Young Horses. That's where I was at. Sorry. Well, at least you know that I'm being genuine. Like, um, yeah. So Young Horses. It's been a long time. You know, like, we got Bugsnax with the PS5. Like, it launched. Like, Bugsnax launched with the PS5. Like, it was day one, I believe. Yeah, they did the Island of Big Snacks, like the DLC. But since that time, we've not seen what we don't really know what Young Horses have worked on. You know, it's been some time. I think we finally see it, and you know, honestly, if I see the Young Horses logo during the State of Play, I will legit scream. I am not even joking. I last State of Play I watched it, and there was someone here with me, and they can attest to the fact that I legit fucking squealed. So, like, especially when I saw Metal Gear Solid 4, that shit set me for a loop. Um, but yeah, I think we finally see the next game from Young Horses, which, could it be a Bugsnax too? I don't think so. Like Young Horses seem like they like to do kind of like a new thing each time. So like they did Octodad, which was really fun. Bugsnax, which is phenomenal. Um, but yeah, I'm hoping whatever they do next, it's just another fun. I hope it's just another fun, colourful game that kind of has some undertone horror. That would be really cool, much like they did with Bugsnax. Um, and hopefully they can create a new character like Bunga, which is arguably one of my favorite creations in the past. What, we're in 2026 now? In the past 6 years, yeah. Like I fucking like genuinely, I want to get the plushie of Bunga from Fangamer because that little cheeseburger monster is like fucking amazing. Um, but yeah, I think a new game from Young Horses is a very high possibility. The final one. So now where do we go for the final prediction? Oh yeah, we go straight back to the top of my list because I want to save this one as my big final thing. Um, because I'll be honest, I think if anything is going to be the final thing at this show, it's probably going to be this. I think we finally see the new game that Cory Barlog's been working on. Now, there's been a lot of talk that it could be related to God of War, or it could be like a spin off of Fear. Which I mean, look, I'm down for that. But yeah, like Cory Barlog didn't work on he wasn't like the director of Ragnarok because he was working on this new game, and yeah, it's been a little while and since we last heard something from Cory, so I think that's a good. I think that's a good way. That's it. That's. I think it will be a good way to end the state of play. Will be to show the new game from Cory Barlog. That would be a pretty fucking cool thing to finish it with. And look, I mean, whether it happens or not is a completely different scenario. But yeah, I definitely think that's how they would close it. Um, in terms of honorable mentions for some predictions that I also had, possibly the new game from Giant Sparrow, which I I feel like I've been asking for that fucker for years. Like it's been. I've lost count of how many years it's been since What Remains of Edith Finch. Um, but yeah, I'd love to see a new game from Giant Sparrow. What Remains of Edith Finch still to this day is like one of my all time favorite video games. Um, maybe a Sonic remake. Maybe if they do like Sonic Unleashed or something, that could be something that shows up here because I know Sonic tends to show up at PlayStation events as well. Um, but yeah, I think that covers all my predictions. So again, just a brief rundown. Just a brief full list. The new Cory Barlog game from Sony Santa Monica, a new Wizarding World game, possibly something like Hogwarts Legacy 2, a new Devil May Cry remake or a new game, Silent Hill remake gameplay, uh, a new Team Asobi game, a new Ape Escape, Little Devil Inside getting a re-reveal, that would be really cool, some gameplay from Judas, a gameplay and a release date for Control Resonant, new Uncharted, hopefully, uh, a teaser for Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3, possibly a title reveal, uh, intergalactic gameplay, a DualSense for Wolverine, um, the Ghost Rider trailer for Marvel Tokon, Uh, Belmont's Curse, like Castlevania, release date and gameplay. A new game from Fire Sprite. An update on the KOTOR remake. Metal Gear Rising remastered. Uh, Infamous returning. A classic, a classic PlayStation IP being remade. A classic collection coming from Capcom or Konami. Some gameplay and a release date for ChronoScript. A new Rayman game. Ace Combat 8 gameplay. And a new game from Young Horses. So that's my list, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I know it's been about an hour, but it was the best way for me to get all my thoughts out. Uh, I'm looking forward to this event more than anything this summer. Maybe with the exception of Summer Game Fest in terms of like the summer of gaming. So, please do feel free to let me know what your thoughts are on the video, what your thoughts are on my predictions. If I've missed anything out that you think could show up here, or anything that you'd like to see, please do let me know as well in the comments below what you'd like to see. And yeah, guys, until the next time, I will be doing a video for Summer Game Fest probably next, and I'll try to upload that either by the end of this week or next week, or by the beginning of next week, because obviously next week is Summer Game Fest. Um, but yeah, until next time, guys. See ya.